Mortal Kombat, or more accurately, should I say,
Immortal Kombat.
for many of us, the first time we saw digitized blood, the first game that allowed me to pull a still beating heart straight out of someone's chest, rip someone's spine out of their back, or turn into a freaking dragon.
And with over 80 characters already in the MK universe, Chris and I decided that now would be a good time for us to rank all of the fighters. Here's the list of rules that we set for ourselves to make these rankings.
Number 1, each fighter will be presented as they were in their original debut. Meaning if they become someone else or something else at some point, then that will be 2 entries.
The movies will not be a part of this list. Fuck Cole Young. Fuck the producers for putting him in the movie. Fuck Arcana. Fuck all this bullshit that they put in this movie. It's a Mortal Kombat movie. We knew there was going to be fireballs. We wanted fireballs. We don't have to explain fireballs to us.
Calm down.
Sorry.
Number 3, we used the playability, the lore, power set, personality, design, and moveset of each fighter to come up with our opinions. We'd also love to hear your opinions, though. Hit us up in the comments. Let's keep it friendly, keep it fun, and discuss away.
Finally, if you enjoy this type of content, please like, follow, and subscribe. Turn your notifications on. Ring that bell. We appreciate all your guys' support over the years, and we can't wait to keep pumping out new videos for you on this Mortal Kombat content.
So kicking off this new video in the Mortal Kombat rankings, we have one of the OGs, even though he didn't appear in the first game. He was name dropped in the first game, Jackson Briggs, Major Jackson Briggs. He is Sonya's kind of ride or die. He's been with her in the Outworld investigation agency since the beginning. He was a cop with her, and he's basically he came into Mortal Kombat trying to find her when she was missing during Mortal Kombat 2. He went from being just a powerhouse, jacked fighter, kind of a wrestler, to he got cybernetic arms to help enhance his strength. He's had some of the wackiest fatalities, including growing so big he stomps on you and smushes you with his boot like an insect. He kind of has missed a few games. He hasn't been there for every single game. He did get his own game in the Mythologies kind of timeline where when Neatherrealm was trying to branch out into different spin-offs. But he came back in the last few Mortal Kombats. His storyline is one of the more tragic ones overall. He kind of struggles with some of the things he did over the last few games. He was turned into a remnant. He was a bad guy for a while. One of my favorite fatalities of all time is it belongs to Jax, where he rips the arms of his opponents off, and then slowly but surely he's just been beating them to death with their own arms, even worse and worse as the games have gone on. Cigar Smoker, he made him look like Action Jackson in Mortal Kombat 11. He most likely, he's returning from Mortal Kombat 12 as a cameo fighter, but I can't see them not bringing him in as a mainstay and as a main character on the roster. He's just got too much lore built into the world of Mortal Kombat. So that's number 40, Major Jackson Briggs. Welcome to the top 40 in our ranking.
At number 39, we have the former Grand Master of the Lin Kuei and Cyber Lin Kuei, Sector. Now, this isn't the first robot that we've had on the list because we had Triborg earlier, but Sector was one of the OG robot fighters that we got, robot ninja fighters, I should say, that we got in Mortal Kombat early on. Sector has a great character scheme, missiles out of the chest, laser beams, flamethrowers, everything you would want from a killer ninja robot, Sector had. He brought us some of the best fatalities of all time. The compactor, the flamethrower, the super missile. All of these great moments from the Cyber Ninja Sector. Like I said, he was the Grandmaster, former Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei, making him a perfect antagonist to later heroes Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I love this character. He cracked the top 40. The only reason he's not higher up is because there's better robots, and we'll get into them later on. But that's our number 39, Sector.
Sneaking into number 38 on our list is another ninja warrior that kind of breaks our own rules. So we said in the beginning of the videos that we're not going to count someone who switches kind of styles or switches or swaps looks as one fighter, meaning like Sub-Zero, Cyber Sub-Zero, and regular Sub-Zero are two different people. But in this particular case, we are going to make an exception because Chameleon really is just one character. We were first introduced to Chameleon in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on the Genesis version and the Super Nintendo version. This is Chameleon spelled with a C. This is really a hidden character. His color scheme just kind of changed constantly, and his whole moveset was made up of random borrowed moves from the other ninjas in the game. It wasn't until Mortal Kombat 4 Gold on N64 that we got another version of Chameleon starting with a K. The reason why this is the exception to the rules was the first version didn't have a story, didn't have an impact on the lore. It was literally just a random guest character they threw into the game. Chameleon spelled with a K is actually given her own look, her own style, moves that don't just blatantly borrow from everyone else, and actually a story reason for being there with an arcade ending and everything else. She's a much cooler character. They kind of, I wouldn't say they hit the nail on the head with this version of the character, but they made her cool enough to make it so far up the list. I mean, she's kind of right in the middle of the pack here, and that's a lot better than the first Chameleon would have gotten if not for the redesign. I don't know that they're going to actually revisit this character because we haven't heard anything about them since Mortal Kombat Armageddon. My personal favorite moment of the Chameleon character is a YouTube video where I think it's a Chameleon versus Akuma. It's an old Sprite kind of fight that someone made, and it's probably the best fight featuring this character ever. So if you get a chance, go on YouTube and look that up. Otherwise, if they do a redesign for MK1 or any future Mortal Kombats, they could probably do it justice. They just haven't done that yet. So that's number 38, Chameleon.
At number 37, we have Tanya, the Athenian fighter who befriended Melina, one of the antagonists of the MK world. She first appeared in Mortal Kombat 4. She is one of the standouts from Mortal Kombat 4. We've gone over most of their fighters earlier on in this list because Mortal Kombat 4 was basically trash bag the entire game. But Tanya stood out. She had a boomerang. She had some really great fatalities like the Athenian drill and certain things like that. The look to her was really, really well done. As a female ninja, she wore a similar ninja outfit to the rest of them, but she didn't have the mask. She had just a single braid. She was just a badass. Her playability was off the charts. She's very fun to play with. Great fatalities, great brutalities. They later on gave her a dragon naginata instead of the boomerang, and her redesign got way better in Deception and Mortal Kombat X 10, whatever you want to call it. So she's evolved into a much better character than most of the characters from MK4 did. That's why she made it so high up on our list, and that's number 37, Tanya.
All right, moving on into number 36, we have Farah and Tor. So I know we made an exception on the one person per spot rule. I guess this is the other exception that's actually built into the lore of Mortal Kombat. This is a character that was introduced, appeared in, starred in, whatever the word is, and then left in just one game. Mortal Kombat X was Farah Tor's time to shine. This was a brute character, Farah and Tor. So Farah is a tiny little girl with claws on her hands. Tor is a giant brute that just wants to Hulk smash everything in his path. They are part of a species in the outworld where the rider bonds with its mount, and they become kind of one entity. That's why they both fit onto one spot on the list. This is an instance of a character that made it so high in the rankings list, pretty much based off of their look alone. They didn't have some giant reason for being there. They didn't have any standout moments story-wise, but it was just a cool character to fight as, a cool character to play as. It was a unique look for the character. I really hope they bring this kind of character back, or maybe do a new version with a new part of that species. But they worked for Kotal Khan, and Kotal Khan has been a part of the games up until this new Mortal Kombat 1 / Mortal Kombat 12, whatever Ed Boon wants to confuse us with on the next game. I would love for them to bring Farah and Tor back. I like to call them Farah Tor as if they're one person, but it is two people. That's our number 36 spot for them.
At number 35, we have the child of both Sonya Blade and Johnny Cage. I'm talking about Commander Cassandra Cage. Cassie Cage, baby. One of the new combat kids, as they're called, in the Mortal Kombat realm. She debuted in Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat X, and returned in Mortal Kombat 11. She has a drone that follows her around. She's got split maneuvers between her mom and her dad, so she's got a lot of high kicks, a lot of grappling moves like Sonya. She uses guns. She uses the tactical knowledge of being in the special forces, being a commander and a sergeant. She got promoted in MKX, MK11. She came back as a commander. She has all the swag of Johnny Cage and the better moveset than Sonya Blade, which is why she made it so much higher on her list than her mom. She was fun to play with, great attitude. I love her intros and her outros and everything like that. She kind of gave the swag of Johnny while also staying kind of badass to herself. Having a little drone follow around made for some great fatalities, awesome brutalities. Cassie Cage is up there as one of the better combat kids that we've gotten. That's number 35, Cassie Cage.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the turning point of the entire list. From this point forward, it's been a battle. It was an argument between me and Carmine on who to put where. This guy coming up next, I'm lucky that I get to talk about him. My favorite of the ninjas of all the Mortal Kombat games, Reptile. Number 34 is the Green Ninja himself, the Green Lizard Ninja himself, I should say. This is the very first hidden character in any Mortal Kombat game. He was arguably the reason why guest characters even became a popular thing in fighting games. I remember the days being at school, talking to my friends, and like there were whispers of this, did you find the Green Ninja? Did you find the Green Ninja? And then eventually, this was before the internet, so I'm aging myself here, we got to figure out how to actually fight the Green Ninja. Then he was a playable character in Mortal Kombat 2, and he's basically been a mainstay ever since. This is the guy who could spit acid. He can become invisible. He turns into a lizard. He'll eat your head. He'll eat your top half. He'll crawl on all fours and trip you up. He's getting a redesign for Mortal Kombat 1 that just is like the ultimate version of his character. There was a while where design-wise, they weren't really sure what to do with him. So every time he appeared in the games, they gave him a different look. Whether it was a lizard with a ninja outfit on, just a flat-out lizard, whether it was a human who could turn into a lizard or just a human who stayed a lizard. He's even got the best fight scene in the original Mortal Kombat movie against Liu Kang. His fight scene music is the best. This is just the best ninja in the entire series, in my opinion. Forget Sub-Zero, forget Scorpion, Reptile's where it's at. He's got lore reasons for being there. He's never really trying to fight for power, but he is involved at all times. Generally, he's working for the bad guys. It seems like they're pivoting him to be working for the good guys in the new game, but who knows? That could just be a red herring. This is just, from here on out, people, every decision, just know, was a tough decision for Carmine and I. Number 34, Reptile.
At number 33, we got good old Sword Arms himself, the general of the Tarkatan Horde, the lackey to Shao Kahn, Baraka. What can I say about this guy? He's got giant swords that come out of his hands. He shoots spikes out of his back. He's got the nastiest grill on all of Mortal Kombat. I love this character personally. The reason why I couldn't fight for him to go higher up in this list was because the earlier versions of him were actually the better versions of him. He has declined over the Mortal Kombat legacy. That every game they put him in, they dummy down his moveset. He was almost unplayable in MK11, where I used to main him in earlier titles. The Sparks move was always kind of lame, but the fact that you have a guy that can basically grow giant swords out of his arms and just decimate everything in front of him really, really shows you where Mortal Kombat's head is at in this game. The look of him has always been amazing. I love like the bulldog kind of hunched over, muscular look to him with the bald head and the knobs and the spikes all over his head and everything like that. Always looked great. I hope that they put him in the next game, and I hope that they finally give us a callback to his previous play style. I want the Baraka that could actually move around and do things rather than just stand in one place and get the crap kicked out of him. But that's number 33, Baraka.
Coming up in the number 32 spot is the daughter of the guy who started off this list. Jackie Briggs has officially surpassed her father as the cooler of the Briggs clan. She was introduced in Mortal Kombat 10. She came back from Mortal Kombat 11. So as far as we know, she's not coming back for MK1, which is the new game that's coming out in just a short few weeks. This character definitely had the right attitude, the right personality. Her storyline really centered a lot around her relationship with her father. He was gone for a lot of her life, and there's the whole dad and daughter dynamic where he was missing and she's trying to live up to this father figure that she never really had. It kind of makes for one of the more serious storylines in the entire franchise. Otherwise, her moveset is more of a bruiser, but she has, instead of cybernetic arms, she's got like cybernetic gauntlets that give her the ability to shoot projectiles and just kind of enhance her punching abilities. Her fatalities are all based around that, and she is the second in command under Cassie Cage, so of the younger crew, the Mortal Kombat kids, if you will, like Carmine said. She has been in the comics. She is a fan favorite, so I'm kind of surprised that there has been any talk of bringing her back. But maybe with the whole storyline and the timeline being changed, with Liu Kang kind of redoing everything, maybe he felt like it's not their time yet, and they'll bring him back in a future game. So that's number 32, Jackie Briggs.
At number 31, we have one of the adopted daughters of Shao Kahn, the genetic experiment herself, Melina. Early on, brought in MK2, one of the mainstays of the series. She's one of the first female ninjas, her and Katana. Their sisters out in that world under Shao Kahn. She was a genetic experiment given half Tarkatan blood by the sorcerer Shang Tsung. So, listen, Melina, we all thought as kids playing her, not bad until she takes that mask off and she's got Baraka mouth. You know what I'm talking about? But she had some badass moves. She has the size. She's able to throw them, use them as daggers, all types of different things. Brought us some great, memorable fatalities. I remember the friendships were always great with her. The fatalities were always great with her. She's been a mainstay in the series, and you can't deny that Melina is one of the more playable characters that you can really sink your teeth into. That's number 31, Melina.
So that's the next episode, the next set of 10. Now we're getting into some of the more badass, cooler characters. I remember our conversations trying to put this ranking together. Now it gets tough for us.
Yeah, it gets very, very difficult. From here on out, it was a fight. Every single character from here on down was an absolute war between me and Chris to get this done. But I'm just happy that we're out of like Blaze and Meat territory, that we're getting to, 100%. We're getting into a much better characters.
I totally agree. This is the more fun portion of the list, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the chunk of the list that once we're done and as we go through the rest of these videos, we're always going to kind of question whether we made the right decision. So
yeah, I mean, already comments, with the new redesign of Reptile, I'm already questioning if she should be much higher. If we had seen the redesign of Reptile before we filmed this video, he may have jumped up into the next 10.
Yeah, it's very possible. It's very possible. I'm biased, so you can't go by what I want to say. So that's number 40 through 31. Like and subscribe. Keep your eyes peeled for more videos coming every week. We're building right up to the release of Mortal Kombat 1. And then when that comes out, keep your eyes peeled for some streaming. We're definitely going to be playing that game for sure. I can't wait to dive into it.
Oh, can't wait. Absolutely.
We'll see you on the next one.